Listen, everyone will do something for TV. So you know what? Just throw Brad back in there and have Rachel and Brad make up on TV and just competing stylists. I mean, he does Demi and Leah Michelle, and I don't know, but I love Rachel Zoe. I
Me
really
too.
do.
Me too. I would watch that makeup. That's a good one. I like that.
What do you think about Tamra, said all sorts of stuff about Reba, Sutton's mother, and Sutton just did an interview and she said, "Listen, I don't even want to address this woman named Tamra Judge." And I'm like, "You go, girl." Remember last week, whatever you said about Tamra, and I said, "Don't worry, if any Tamra does not get mad at anyone on my show except me." Well, I mean, I haven't heard from her, so I don't ever hear from her because she knows better, but good for you, Sutton. So Sutton doesn't even want to address Tamara, but Sutton says, I think we all need to remember that these are real people. Be kind. And I don't want to get on a soapbox, but before we move on, people always say all the time, kids are off limits, kids are off limits. I personally don't agree with that. That's just me. I feel that nobody is off limits.
Mhm.
That's just me. But why are people so incentive, like so outraged when it's kids? We're worried what someone's saying about fucking Gia Giudice. She's 23, 29, whatever the fuck she is. Why aren't
Yeah.
we worried about people being mean to an 84-year-old woman who,
Exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
know, it rubs me the wrong way.
Me too. I think if you're going to say kids are off limits, then you need to say, because the things that people were posting, these Bravo accounts, were kind of sick. They were like, she's the face of a Karen, she's a racist bitch, and like posting these videos of her, like it wasn't even her, but it looked like her saying really racist stuff. It was like clips of other old white ladies saying, and I'm like, people are, because the thing is, when you're scrolling, you're just going to be like, oh, that's Reba. She's saying the N-word. So I'm like, you got to be a little careful with that because it's like, and again, she's a woman, a white woman in her 80s in the South. Is she racist? Probably. Like, did not like Garcelle because she's black? I mean, I don't know, but maybe. Like, I just and it's like the thing was Garcelle was very much meddling. And also, she doesn't care if you bought her a scarf from Saks Fifth Avenue. And it bothered me that Garcelle was like, Sutton was like, oh, she regifted it to me. I'm like, you could have kept that to yourself. I understand you wanted to bring your mom on because you need a storyline, but you don't need to throw her under the bus. She's not. And again, I don't think Reba's sitting there looking at comments. I don't think she cares.
No,
I don't.
you're not going to change the way an 84-year-old woman
No,
thinks.
no, no.
But I also, so I feel like why do we have a double standard that kids are off limits and mothers aren't? Mind you, I really do feel that I personally feel nothing is off limits. That's just my opinion. I feel this is 2025, if you take a pen and sign your name on the dotted line, kids are on limits. All the crimes you committed last week,
Yes,
all the crimes you committed when you were 3 years old,
yes,
sexual deviance, whatever it is that you've done in your life, it will come out. We will find out.
it
And
will.
the choice is not to go on the show. There's no mystery. There's no, you think you're hiding something.
Mhm.
Maybe not season one. Eventually, it will all come out. We will
Absolutely.
dig. We will see this. You will be in a scandal. You'll be in mortgage, this and that, and lawsuits, and God knows what you do in the bed. It's all coming out. So I don't think kids are off limits. That's my personal opinion, nor mothers. But I'm just saying, yeah. Now, mind you, Sutton has said that she is in a better place with her mother, and it's
Okay.
all because of the show.
That's fabulous. And I think sometimes you have to have those hard conversations. And, being the child of an immigrant parent who is, I mean, he's not 85, but he's 75, there's a lot of like, you have to sometimes accept where people are at. I don't think Son's mom has the capability to be like, I love you, I see you, I'm going to come to your fashion, I'm going to be your bestie. That's just not her personality. And a lot of times people don't understand because people were saying, I saw it on some accounts, oh, how is she a therapist? Good luck to her therapist. I mean, her clients. I'm like, her clients are actually getting a great therapist. The thing is, therapists sometimes are hard, it's hard for them to be a parent because they can't take the white coat off. They're continuing to be a therapist with their kids. And I think that's what it is. She doesn't want Sutton to be stuck with the loss of her dad. And so she's like, oh, we're not doing grief, honey. We're going to sidestep it. But the problem is it keeps showing up. Like the day after he, passes, you're making your daughter make crab cakes. Like you're trying to push her to get over it. And she's clearly not over it. And I love that she was like, I'm not going to that house. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. She's 85. She went through 83, 82, whatever she is. She's 80 plus. She's been through a lot. Like, I don't know. For me, I'm like, I'm happy we saw Reba because we got to see Dixie. That dog was stunning. That dog,
I don't even remember the fucking
I'll
dog.
send you a picture of the dog. The
Okay.
dog is stunning. She was like, and then it's like you send her housekeeper to like get her out of the house. She's like, I'm coming. I'll come when I want to. Like, just leave the mother alone. I don't know, bothered
And
me.
Sutton has said that, she said that they grew closer because of that. She said, listen, she said, my mother was, it was I missed a lot of the mother dynamic. My mother retreated into a shell for years, a decade after my father took his own life.
Yeah,
I have experience with suicide in my life. Like it's a real thing.
it
So
is.
I don't want to hear from anyone. And Sutton's also let us know that her brother moved into that house after, I guess, they moved out, and her brother's child died of a disease at like 13 or 14.
Oh, God.
So the mother has lost a husband and a grandchild. So,
Send her,
right, like yeah. I mean,
just give her a break.
this isn't like I'm not on a soapbox for Reba. I just thought that I really just read the damn article because she said Tamra basically butt the fuck out, and I'm like, well, anyone that's gonna tell the Tamrat to go scurry does cause my. But I thought that's a nice byproduct
You
of.
shouldn't do that, Tamara, especially when you had your mama on the show and you were upset that people were saying that, she was disgusting and a Trump supporter. Like then it's like you can't. I just felt like it was unfair to say Reba's the real villain. She's not part of the show.
And by the
Like
way, I mean, everyone should realize that you end up a child when you are an old person. You revert
100%,
back to childhood. That is what you do. Many
100%.
people shit themselves. Many people
Yes,
lose their minds. Many people
yes,
can't speak.
100%.
So it's the same thing. So I just feel if children are off limits, all mothers should be off limits. But I really feel nothing should be off limits. I just feel if you sign up for the show, there is a choice. It's called don't do the show. It's that
Right.
simple.
You know what's off limits? Because I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think what's off limits is what some of these Bravo accounts are doing, and shame on you because it's you just take the fun out of it. Like she brought her mom on, and then you're like, it's a fake story. I'm like, this didn't seem fake. Like it's not fake. And now you're saying that Dorit story is fake. I'm like, you guys are just. It's like you're out to ruin the show, and then you're like, the show's not good. Well, you're ruining it. I keep saying it's fake every day.
Don't even get me started on Bravo accounts and
They're
podcasts because
annoying.
I mean, like my list of enemies will go from 0 to 900. Well, it'll go from 1,000 to 2,000. It's just people stand on fake soapboxes. That's the problem. Everyone is outraged because it's the thing to do. It's such performative
Mhm,
outrage,
mhm.
and there's nothing authentic about it.
Well said. Well said.
Right?
I like the integrity of like pop culture. And like we were talking about this offline, we're going to talk about Wendy Williams. That's another thing with her is that when she was doing her show, there was so much